Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to another episode of the Exotical Storytime series. Please be sure to email your story times to exoticalsunited@gmail.com. We are building such a strong community at this point to where colorism channels are not even making videos about lighter skinned black women anymore. A lot of people in unambiguous spaces are flocking actually over to our spaces, even after telling us to leave their spaces. So, anyway, that's good for all of us in terms of exotical tax because people are watching and that's how we get paid. But we can't all be lying about these stories. And so it's really important for you guys as exoticals to share your stories so that we can get our side of the story heard when it comes to colorism, texturism, featureism, or experiencing people being jealous of our phenotypes. We can't all be making this up. But let's go ahead and get into the story. She says, "Hi, Exoticals United. I am a girl that has a Horn African background with Arab roots. I am very ambiguous, to the point I get mistaken for Indian by Indians themselves. My famous people lookalikes are Kerry Washington, Justine Skye, and Chili from TLC. I have keen facial features, high cheekbones with 3B, 3C hair with caramel brown skin color, same as Kerry Washington. Now starts the story to when I was in the last year of high school. There was this girl who went to my neighboring class. She was unambiguous with broad facial features, dark skinned and a bit on the heavier side. I did not know her when this took place. I found out about her after this altercation. This was the break time where I was going down to the cafeteria, then all of a sudden I hear, 'Who does this bee think she is?' while she was looking at me angrily up and down. So then I gave her the same energy, looking at her up and down. By the way, I was wearing a turban with a cute dress and some white short boots, high heels. Then I continue on about my day. Later, while I get my books after class, all of a sudden I hear, 'Do you hate this girl?' And her friend said her name, which I didn't know her. So I said, 'Who is that? How can I hate somebody I don't know?' And I go to my class to focus on my studies, unbothered. Now, after my class, which was my last one, I got out of the class and I see a group of girls standing, and all of them surrounding me. I had nowhere to go. Many were unambiguous dark-skinned girls and some non-black, and the same girl from earlier charged at me, running so fast, and I hear the floor stumping. Before I even knew it, I get punched so hard, and my first instinct was to hit back. And I am not a fighter. I am a chill, quiet girl who doesn't bother nobody, and I had no friends, too. She punches me directly in the eye, like 5 times, and head, so I threw some punches here and there. Things got serious when she punched me in the heart. I fell on the floor crying. I could barely breathe, and she takes my turban off, and she sees my long brown hair straightened, and gets jealous and says, 'Oh, she got that good hair, and it's brown, too.' And I somehow get the strength to stand up, and I take the turban, and guess what? She barely had any hair. It was gelled too much. Stiff. The people were standing like, 'Yo, she fought her out of jealousy,' which I think is true. And no one agreed with her or hyped her up. Even some of her own friends were looking at her weird. Some days later, some of her non-black friends were apologizing, and they said, 'We thought she knew you and that you guys had beef. And the reason she hit me was because of my phenotype and pure jealousy, and because she had been eyeing me for a long time.' Ever since that day, she had been calling me names, trying to fight me again, and I don't know what to do. It got to a point where she even copies my style, contours her nose extra. She didn't do that before, and she wears foundation lighter than her. She looks ashy. She also wears a ton of gel. It's crazy. I seen her out somewhere and she screamed B word. I ignored her and she got more heated. I really need advice on what to do with this. She will not leave me alone no matter what. What do I do? I am sick and tired of that dusty heifer. Ugh. Sorry if there are any grammatical wrongs. I was tired while writing this. It's fine. I am not surprised at all because, like I said, if people think that you benefit from isms, this could be colorism, texturism, or featureism, you will definitely have people who are envious of your phenotype. This is something that has happened commonly with thousands of us at this point, and we can't all be lying because we have all noticed that there is an underlying pattern to where whenever a pretty girl does something, suddenly people get mad. When we create our own spaces, people are following us over here to these channels, regardless of the fact that there are thousands of other channels that are catered towards themselves. When you are just minding your own business, people will be stalking you, following you, wanting to fight you randomly. I would say definitely press charges. If you get assaulted, I would tell the police so that she can get a criminal record for assaulting you. And if you are in school, then definitely tell the administration at the school. But what do you ladies think? Do you think that this girl is a delusional exotical? Do you think that this girl was jealous? Because I definitely think she is. And I say this all the time. Texturism and featureism are bigger than colorism, in my opinion. So I really don't think it's about the person's skin tone all the time. I think that a lot of times something like your facial features or your hair texture can cause people to be envious of your phenotype. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.